Hello everyone and welcome to Level 0. This video will serve as a full description of the level and everything you need or want to know about the level as described in the Backrooms wiki. There are other versions out there, but I will only be covering the version specifically stated in the Backrooms wiki. The video will have timestamps for those of you that want to skip some parts. This video will likely be long, so sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready. Okay, first up we have Level 0, also known as the Lobby. It's a class 1 on the threat index. It's safe, unstable, and devoid of entities. The only way to get to this level currently is by no-clipping through reality. This floor is also known for its loud fluorescent lights. These lights are known to cause severe migraines, and then that plus the disorienting layout, many people are subject to complete insanity, also referred to as utter lunacy. In short, this may lead to Raw syndrome, more commonly known as the wretched cycle. This cycle is exclusive to people in the backrooms and is caused by a form of unsafe air which is found in the backrooms. For a little description of the wretched cycle, it leads to you becoming, well, a wretch. The side effects start with paranoia, visual hallucinations, audio hallucinations, and they slowly grow and grow until your brain basically becomes mush. I mean, these people, they completely lose consciousness and they're just a shell of their former self. This cycle is reversible in the first couple of stages, but once you hit stage 4 or 5, then it's basically impossible to go back. But anyways, back to the physical attributes of Level 0. Although Level 0 is often depicted with a well-known spaghetti-looking monster called a howler in the Cane Pixel videos, there are actually no official known entities in Level 0. When I say this, I'm not talking about the sub-levels. There are entities in some of the sub-levels of Level 0, and I'll go over that in a little bit. The level is known to change up a little bit. As noted, you can walk in a straight line and end up in the same place, or walk the way you came, but it looks completely different. It's also impossible to have multiple people here at a time, so it kind of forms a sense of isolation when you're in this level. The floor of Level 0 is often described as a worn, moist carpet. As of currently, there is no official reason the carpet is so moist, but some theories include leaking pipes, although there are no visible pipes in Level 0. Or a little bit more of a morbid theory is that it's moist due to the previous victims of this level. And then above the ceiling tiles of Level 0 are wires and ventilation ducts, although due to the sheer amount of dust above the panels, it is very unnavigable. And then back when I talked about the sub-levels of this level, I'll talk about that now. I know there's more than 12, but I'll only be talking about the 12 that are currently in the Backrooms wiki. Okay, first sub-level we have for Level 0 is Level 0.01. With a Class 2 on the threat index, it has high environmental risks, no hostile entities, and a very difficult exit. This floor is also more commonly referred to as the exit. It's an incredibly long hallway with a dulled version of the Level 0's wallpaper, the same moist carpet, and consistently spaced fluorescent lights. The corridors are incredibly consistent with some slight changes as you go on, and the environment is damp and humid with hot temperatures and increasingly thick fog as you make your way through the level. It's also impossible to have two people in 0.01, which is basically the same as Level 0. There have been reports of gradual deteriorations in the level the farther you go on. Lighting failures, broken walls, odors, and increased hallucinations. Once you enter 0.01, you are cut off from life. You are incapable of dying from starvation or dehydration, and as you go on through the level, all matter brought in will slowly decrease in color to match the level itself. These effects can be reversed with almond water though. Some entrances to this level is a concrete door labeled exit in Level 0 and a long hallway in Level 0 with flickering lights. Another one is when trying to no-clip in Level 0, it also may lead to Level 0.01. Some exits to this level are holes in the floor lead to the void, which I don't recommend as a solution to getting out of this, but it could work if you're in a dire situation. And then some lights have crawl spaces above them. Entering these will lead to Level 28, which we'll talk about later. And once you go through these crawl spaces, you can't return to Level 0.01. You'll be cut off. And then the final exit is a theory. Since you go through the hallway, it slowly starts to deteriorate. There is a possibility that you can no-clip through the floor after a certain extent. Okay, next up we have sub-level 0.22 with a class 2 on the threat index. It has high environmental risks, no hostile entities, and is somewhat difficult to exit. Some other names for this level are fully remodeled or renovations, The description of this sublevel is an empty industrial building which consists of the iconic fluorescent lights for level 0, basic white ceilings, and blank yellowish green walls, patterned gray carpets, and consistently placed light metal heaters, vents, and office doors. It's known for basically looking like a modernized version of level 0. The construction of this level was very poor and may lead to some major problems such as heaters spontaneously combusting, ceiling lights randomly falling, and rooms becoming extremely hot or extremely cold. Some more minor problems are doors not being able to open, dark rooms with lights that won't turn on, and malfunctioning electrical sockets. Level 0.22, although may follow the same principles as level 0, has also been reported as being as small as one room, unlike level 0 where it's a series of rooms. Some items that have been found in this level are hammers, paint buckets, and sometimes even forklifts. Although incredibly useful for equipment, it is still impossible to meet other wanderers here, but luckily that means there are no entities either. Okay, next up we have a very dangerous level 0.4 with a class 5 on the threat index. It's unsafe, unsecure, and entity infestation, which means there's a lot of entities. It's also known as dread. I mean, that already sounds like a really bad level to be on. This level is incredibly similar to the layout of level 0 in the first part, but instead of the moist carpet in level 0, it is replaced with concrete and consists of gray hue throughout the whole level. There are some walls in this level that have holes, but there are also some walls that have glitches as well. These walls are not the exit from this level. Some obstacles in this level are areas that are completely pitch black, or areas filled with a thick fog, areas with holes in the walls that will suck you into the void if you get too close, and areas that have holes in the floor with sharp spikes at the end. If you wander long enough, you will reach an area that looks like a mine instead of the grayish level 0 appearance. This area has various traps and an even thicker fog. Some of these traps include spots on the ceiling that are loose and may lead to collapse, explosive mushrooms that explode with cuts, and toxic gases. In this level, you may also find a large amount of entities. Here are a few in which we will talk about in later videos. Skin stealers, smilers, hounds, wretches, like we talked about before, and various other entities. Sadly, entities in this level are much stronger and more aggressive, but luckily the traps do affect the entities as well. Some entrances to this level, even though I don't know why you'd want to go here, are if you no-clip through a gray wall in level 0. These walls are incredibly rare to find though, and a black tunnel may appear in any level. Traveling through it may access level 0.4. There are also some exits to this level. Find a staircase in the mine area which will take you to the basement, or find a rare door in any area of the level that has exit above it that will also lead you to the end. I'm not talking about the end level in level 0, I'm talking about the level, the end. Okay, next up we have level 0.41, which is unclassified, but due to its nature could easily be classified as a class 5 or even a dead zone. Now there isn't actually a lot of information on this level, but I will say what there is information on. This floor is also known as disease. It is similar to level 0 just as level 0.4 is. Level 0.41's wallpaper is the same as level 0, but now a greenish yellow color. The walls are now cracked, bending and twisting. The wallpaper is now ripped, and on the wallpaper it is smeared with a substance called liquid paint, a crimson liquid known for its corrosive properties. It emits crimson fumes, and it's a pH of 1 to 2, which is the same as stomach acid. It can dissolve soft substances such as flesh, styrofoam, and paper, and it is highly combustible. Liquid paint is commonly used against entities, but if it touches your skin, it can require amputation. Back to level 0.41, the floor is a gray carpet that is torn in some parts. The tears lead to a bare, moist concrete floor. The carpet is wet with liquid paint, causing it to glow a little. The yellow lights are now replaced with blinking red lights, and any food found in this level is moldy. The floor and ceiling is collapsing under the weight of the void as well. Now this level is a special case. It seems like the level is taking atoms from one part of the level and putting it into another one. So when you're in this level, you will be continuously trying to find a safe part of the level. Some entrances to this level, although I don't know why you'd want to go here, are if you fall backwards into a glitched wall in level 0, or there are some reports of a large pipe leading outside of the level to level 1 as an exit. Okay, the next sub-level we have is 0.5 with a class 3 on the threat index. This level is unsafe, unstable, and is known for a significant entity threat, even though there's only one entity exclusive to the level. I'm not gonna lie, I got a headache just trying to figure out how this level worked, but it seems like it's simply just a bunch of rectangular and cubic objects that stretch on forever. These structures seem to be carpeted with a metal-based object, but all attempts to break the carpet have failed. These objects are patterned with stripes evenly spaced out, and in between these stripes are words that cannot be deciphered. This level is coated in a bluish fog with a strange bright light emanating from it. We don't know where the light's coming from, but it seems to be the only source of light in this level. Everything in this level seems to be blue, and the air is very watery with a taste of almond water. Tests have been run on the air, and it seems like the almond water in the air is not a large enough percent to actually make a significance. Gravity and time here don't work as they should. You're able to walk up and down the faces of an object with the gravity changing as you walk up the side of it, which I personally compared to Naruto. And time is different as well. Although it may feel like you've been here for seconds, it may possibly have been hours already. Object sizes change based on perspective as well. With chess pieces and dice being scattered throughout the level, any items brought in may change in size due to how you see it. You also don't get hungry here. You may feel hungry one second but feel full the next, the same with being tired. You cannot grow tired here in this level. Also, this level, once traveled far enough, will slowly transition back to level 0. The carpet slowly starts to switch to a grayish color and become moist, while the fog slowly turns to a yellowish color. In this level is a level exclusive entity named QWERTY. I'll put it up screen if you know how to read it. And although we don't know exactly what it looks like, we do know it has 6 appendages, each resembling human arms. There are also 10 fingers on each hand. It's a very obscure entity, as for the fingers on one hand may lead to the arm on the next. Each hand has 11 tentacles with suckers. Also, if you look into the fog for long enough, the words in between the lines will slowly transition to saying QWERTY comes and pointing towards the fog. Once that happens, QWERTY will slowly emerge from the fog and grab you. It seems like QWERTY is like this foggy being that we can't really see until it's a little bit closer, and then we can see the appendages. Also, once it grabs you, it will bring you to basically a dark blue version of the void known as level 0.51. Also, QWERTY cannot be harmed by basic swords or weapons, but RPGs or guns have been known to cause damage to them. He will only stop grabbing the person if significant damage is done to them. Also, there is only one known way to enter this level. If you find a mirror-like wall cutting off a room in level 0 and no clip through this wall, it will slowly transition you through a kaleidoscope-like portal, bringing you to level 0.5. The only reliable way to exit the level is to walk far enough that the fog and carpet appear to be that of level 0 again, because it slowly transitions the farther you go. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I took like 3 tries recording this because my stupid PC crashed 3 times, making the file corrupted. So I'm sorry if the production quality for this one was a little bit lower, but yeah. Okay, y'all, I'm back after some much needed rest. I was up to like 6 a.m. recording those, so we'll go ahead and get into our next sub-level. Next up, we have level 0.67 with the class Dead Zone. It has unsurvivable temperatures, geometrical instabilities, and a presence of one lethal entity in the level. I will say this entity is known as the Lurker, and we don't know much about this entity, but we'll get into that later. This level is also known as the Lobby Went Cold. This floor is similar to level 0, but the walls shift. They don't shift in any organized manner. They're inconsistent and lack geometry, which means they shift in a unpredictable way. They can rotate, move on the X, Y, or Z axis. We don't really know what causes them, but we do know that they move for a long period of time. This level is also incredibly cold, measuring at a negative 128 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 89 degrees Celsius, potentially leading to frostbite or hypothermia. This level also has a consistent blue hue throughout the level. We don't really know what causes the hue, but it's basically just like a blue version of level 0. There is a period of time in this level known as the stationary period. During this time, the walls don't move around for 3 to 5 seconds. We don't know why, but they just cease to move. Although when the walls are moving, which will be like 99% of the time, this is known as the active period. There is a region of this level known as the Twilight Zone. In this region, there is no light. Flashlights or any form of light sources in this region are pointless and show no form of light, which you can tie to level 6's Lights Out. It works in a similar manner. Also impossible to tell if you're walking into this region, since it just looks like a basic area. Until you're already inside of it, it'll turn pitch black. And then back to the lurker entity. This entity is known to be completely passive during the active period, but during the stationary period, basically, you will die. I mean, this entity is known to travel at speeds up to 246 miles per second or 397 kilometers per second, phasing through any wall between the person and the entity during the stationary period. It will scratch you with its long claws and inject a paralyzing substance into your body, making you paralyzed from the waist down. This entity is known to unhinge its jaw and begin to feast with a strange light emitting from its mouth. Despite the Twilight Zone's nature, just like level 0, it is impossible to establish communication with anybody else within the level. It also has absolutely no resources within the level besides what is brought into the level, making that, plus the extreme cold and the Twilight Zone, giving its class Dead Zone. The entrance to this level is very specific. The person must crawl into a vent in level 0, experience an incredibly notable shift in temperature within the vent, and then go back the way you came through the vent. And after traveling for exactly half a mile, you'll no-clip through the vent and find yourself in a room with 2 doors. One door saying hot and one door saying cold. You must enter the cold door. Not following these steps exactly may lead to never being found again. The exit to this level is no clipping during the stationary period, leading to any level between 2 and 41. Next sub-level we have up is level 0.7 with a class 4 on the threat index. It is unsafe, unstable, and has a high entity count. This level is also known as claustrophobia, dark lobby, or the squeeze. This level shares many similarities with level 0. It shares its geometry, walls, carpet, lights, etc. But one major difference is that the level is possible to travel in groups with. Though not recommended due to the attributes like the name implies, it may lead to claustrophobia. It's a very tight squeeze. Another difference is that the walls look to be that of 2 times the height of regular walls in level 0. Although similar in looks to level 0, the lights in this level are mostly unfunctional and require you to bring an outside source of light as well. In this level, there is also an increased amount of grime and mold, leading to the level being consistently poor in smell. Most of the halls seem to be half the size of the regular halls in level 0, despite the walls being 2 times the height. This level, like level 0, has various rooms with doors and other furniture. These doors may lead to more and more halls, or sometimes even exits. In this level, you can find the same items as in level 0, but such as flashlights, almond water, and cell phones, they will be a lot smaller portions. An event called the flickering may happen on this level. A row of light bulbs will appear on the ceiling and begin to flicker incredibly fast, and slowly going down to smaller intervals. This will begin to happen with flashlights as well. It is recommended that you leave this area immediately, for the flickering of the light bulbs may lead to them overheating and exploding. This may lead to health risks to anybody underneath the light fixtures. There are a lot of entities present within this level, such as smilers, clumps, skin stealers, and hounds. There has also been one established outpost in this level, an outpost of 3 people, 2 MIG researchers, and a guard, in hopes of finding out why the debris from the light fixtures disappear after they explode. The team eventually disappeared with no known reason. Some known entrances are a Y-shaped corridor in level 0, and a certain point of level 28 may lead to 0.7. Some exits to this level there are doors that lead to level 1.01, level 0, level 1, or level 27. Some other ways are a staircase in a room which will lead to a house basement in level 9, Entering a hallway will progressively fewer ceiling lights may lead to level 6, and of course no clipping through it will lead to level 19. Okay, the next sub-level we have is level 0.99 with a class 3 on the threat index. It's classified as a dead zone, dead end, and it has no hostile entities. This level is also known as deeper regions. This level looks a lot like the original level 0, but has some major differences. Some key differences are that the rooms, although random in level 0, are even more random in level 0.99. The floor and ceiling are inconsistently scattered up and down, making it increasingly difficult to traverse this level. The floor forms square-like lumps, and the floor consists of a lot of dead ends and bottomless pits. The rooms don't follow any geometry, and because of this, there is actually no exit on this level. Apparently, it is also more likely to obscure compasses, even causing them to overheat or explode on this level. The wall size vary exponentially from 4 feet up to hundreds of feet tall. In this level, there are no supplies or any form of furniture, leading to most survivors dying of thirst or hunger. One benefit though is that sanity is not a problem here. If someone on the brink of insanity is here, they will slowly begin to heal. Also, it's been reported that full-fledged wretches cannot access this level. Level 0.99 also has a strange room called the Nucleus, a room with tunnels. It is very likely that no matter what way you are walking, you will find your way to the Nucleus. The Nucleus seems to draw in any kind of organisms into it no matter where you are, and emits an extremely large amount of radiation, leading to death within 1 day of being near it. There have been reports of a drone being flown through the level and the spatial effects of the Nucleus not actually having any effect on it, so it has to be towards living organisms. Some known entrances are no clipping through level 0 or traveling an absurdly 2,500 miles in level 0. Another known entrance is very rarely when attempting to enter level 0 through a door, it may lead here instead. As for exits, there has only been one. Some of the bottomless pits may lead to the void. This next level is a bit confusing. It's called EX-1. I'm not gonna lie, this level has very little info on it. I will say from what I do know, it's basically the regular level 0 but in an alternate dimension. This level was accessed by the Federal Bureau of Extra-Universal Affairs, or FBEA, as a project in 1988 by the government for reasons unknown, and later reported for being a good source of potential housing and resources. The entrance is most likely the portal they use to get to this dimension, along with the exit being the same way. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know if this is an alternate dimension version of the backrooms or if this is just basically the 1988 version of level 0, but if you have any clues, just let me know down in the comments. I'll try to get to that later. Next up, we have the Manila Room with a class 1 along with the level 0 rating. Since it's technically the same level, it's just like a secondary version of the rooms. It's safe, unstable, and devoid of entities. This sub-level isn't as separate as other ones are. It's more like an anomaly inside of level 0. It is very distinct from the rest of the level, sharing the same moist carpet and fluorescent lighting. It has a completely different manila wallpaper though. There isn't a lot to this level. Most travelers when entering this level feel a soothing feeling, making this room a common resting spot for travelers. This room has been known to lead to levels 1 and 2. This room also experiences frequent blackouts, but other than that, that's it. The entrance to this level is the same as level 0 via the front rooms. Those, specifically the Manila rooms, are found inside of a random space in level 0. Next up, we have one of my favorite sub-levels to level 0, the red rooms with a class 5 on the threat index. This level is unsafe, unsecure, and a dead end. This level is very close in appearance to the parent level, level 0, though it's clouded in a deep red hue. Everything in this level is red. The carpet, the wallpaper, and even the lighting are all red. The carpet is described as being sticky, unlike level 0's moist, smooth carpet. In these rooms, it's very common to also find mold and mushrooms growing out of corners in the floor. The level also seems to cut any form of communications like radios, making it impossible to communicate with anybody outside of this level. This level seems to have absolutely no exits whatsoever, leading it to its class 5 threat level as being a dead end. The room is empty with small holes leading to even more rooms, but these rooms aren't new. They are the same ones you already started in. The entrance to this level is completely random in level 0. If you see red rooms in front of you, immediately walk backwards. If you are met with a wall, it's already too late. The floor has already sealed you off from the rest of the level. As you can tell, this floor has absolutely no exits whatsoever, but as an entrance it can be found by accessing red rooms through level 0. Next up we have our final sub-level to level 0, also known as Dullness. It's a class beta, it's unconstant stability, inscrutable security, and devoid of all life. This level is almost identical to its original level 0, but with key differences. Just like the name implies, it's a dull version of the parent level. There's nothing on the walls, no wallpaper, no sounds, just you in an empty room. Although almond water has been known to retain people's sanity within the backrooms, it does not work at this level, nor does communication. This level, although can't have 2 people in it at once, does have notes and empty bottles indicating that people have been here previously. This level, although extremely bland, does have an odd wind within it, though it's known for changing direction unpredictably and its reason for the wind is unknown. This level is also home to a slight fog, and since some rooms can be the size of skyscrapers, this fog can dull your vision. In this level, there seems to be an event that happens at random. The floor and walls begin to change and color mush together into what can only be described as a glitch. The floor glitches and you can no-clip through, finding yourself in the void. To enter this level, it seems the only way is through what's called an energy fluctuation in level 0. It's been described as an earthquake and can lead to you ending up in level Dullness. The only way to exit this level is via the glitch, or more commonly called the distortion. Hello everybody and welcome to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching the whole thing. This is actually my first video on the backrooms and basically my first video ever. If you like it, just let me know down in the comments and leave a like. I'll probably do a second version of this for level 2, so if you have any information that I might need to know on that video, just let me know, and I'll see you next time.